Hey guys, it's Johnny Calandra here from your Life Flow Strategist. I wanted to share today a really important topic to me, something that I'm kind of obsessed about, and that is the topic of sleep. How do we get more of it, and how do we get better quality sleep? Now, I'm not a sleep scientist, I'm not a doctor, I don't play one on the internet, but I do have this healthy obsession on reading a lot about sleep. I like to divulge in articles and books about sleep. And so there's about 50 to 60 years of science right now that we have on the table that we can literally devour and discover some tactics and tips that we can integrate and implement in our lives today. So I'm going to start real quick, fast, rapid fire, some ideas that you can start this week. So number one is if you exercise, it's proven that exercise in the morning, earlier in the day, will help you sleep better in the evening. So that's the first thing that I like to tell people, is that if you're already exercising, if you can try to get it done earlier in the day, that's awesome. Exercising at night, I used to exercise at night a lot, and I know it can be a little challenging because it definitely increases your heart rate and whatnot. And so the beginning can be kind of tough. Is it a necessity? Not necessarily, but I think it's the first step I would advise people to try to get your exercise in, vigorous exercise, or cardio, anything you can do earlier in the day so that it'll really help you sleep. That's number one. Number two, I'm not against caffeine. Matter of fact, I think caffeine does have some benefits, especially lately with all these studies about coffee that's gone a few different directions, but I do think that caffeine can be a great thing. It can really enhance you cognitively and help you focus, for certain times, But I will say that caffeine, we gotta limit our caffeine intake and have our last caffeine, I'm gonna say 1 p.m., but 3 p.m. is okay. After 3 p.m., you're really pushing it. Your body needs, 6 to 7 hours to eliminate that caffeine. And that's also dependent on how much caffeine you have in your body. So that's a whole other conversation about the number of milligrams that our bodies can actually process. But so if you could push it, be 1 p.m. your last cup of Joe or your, energy drink, that's probably where I draw the line. Third thing, you can try meditating. And meditating, I know again, word gets thrown out quite a bit, so I'm cautious when I advise people like, hey, have you tried meditating? If meditating is a hard thing for you, I totally understand. I remember the first time I started meditating, I couldn't keep more than a minute. One minute, I was like, my brain was all over the place. Just thoughts were coming in all over the place. So I decided to start a little different, and rather than meditating, I was put on music, just some songs that I could listen to with my eyes closed and play out some visualization in my mind that helped me relax. Relaxing music. That's how I started, and I went from 1 minute to 5 to 10 to 15 to 20, and I love doing it. I attached real excitement and pleasure to it. It was something that really helped me. As eventually I started to put just tracks with no vocals in it, and specifically there's a lot of meditation tracks. You can look them up on YouTube. There's one really popular one by Wayne Dyer. That one, if you look up Wayne Dyer meditation, you'll be able to find it. I'll put it in the notes here below. That will help you eventually when you get to that point. But don't try to just go, tomorrow I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes, and you can't do it. And you're disappointed and you just give up. I say start slow. You can start in the shower. In the shower, you're already taking a shower, and just let the water run over your body, close your eyes, and for 1 minute, just try to blank your mind out. Try your best to clear your mind. It's impossible to have no thoughts, but it's a way, it's a step in the right direction. And eventually, as you can start to build up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it'll really help you calm your mind down. The fourth thing is try to keep screen time down. Now everybody's preaching this, screen time, lights. Here's what I'm going to say. If you can make your last screen time around 9 p.m. and do your best to not look at it anymore. That means TV, lights in your house, your lights in your home. If you can dim them down, it'll really help you to try to allow your body to produce the natural melatonin that we have so that we can feel more relaxed when it comes to that time. Now, if you're like, I can't do that, it's too difficult for me, I would say TV is the one you've really got to X out because there's so much light coming from these TVs, especially the massive screens that we have. Your phone, if you have an iPhone, I'm not sure if it's available on Android, but there are features now that can turn on night shift. And so I usually lower the brightness down all the way down because even I, there's times where I look at it after 9 o'clock, but I make sure that I limit my time. It's critical. I run a business and I get a call in and I have to look at it, but it really will help if you put night shift on. And there's a natural set, not a natural, it's an automatic setting on there, so it automatically knows when the sun sets. That's going to be huge for you. And then lower your lights down in your home and start to have a routine. Build a ritual that'll help you really relax. The other one is your meals. Make the last meal a few hours before bedtime. For me, it's 8, 9 p.m. max. I found that allows my body to have the time to digest. You don't want to go to bed trying to digest, and that's your body's working hard, and it's going to affect your sleep. Now, people think, well, I sleep great, my eyes are closed, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're getting into the proper sleep, that you're getting the deep REM sleep that's required to allow you to replenish and re-energize. So eating your last meal a few hours before bedtime, make it a ritual. Say, okay, I don't eat after this time, and stick to it. It takes a little discipline, but I think it'll really help you if you can make your last meal a few hours before bedtime. I personally can't sleep when it's silent. I need sound. And I know a lot of people like myself that need sound. So what most people are doing is they have a TV in the room. I'm like, no, take the TV out of the room. You do not need a TV in your room. If it's the sound you're looking for, the white noise, there are devices, there's sound machines, or if you must, you can use it on your phone. I try to keep it a few feet away from me, and I play some just white noise background, and it really helps me relax. That's something I personally like to use, but again, you can get a sound device. You can have a fan and listen to the fan, and that usually helps calm down and relax. But these are tangible things you can do. So one of my favorite ones is simple to do. Dr. Andrew Weil shares what he calls relaxing breaths. And relaxing breaths are super simple to do. It's 4 seconds of breath through the nose to the diaphragm. Hold for 7 seconds, and then breathe out for 8 seconds through the mouth. Try that 7 times. The claim behind it, it's a little aggressive, and that's going to put you to sleep in minutes. I can't say that happens every time. What I can tell you, though, is that it definitely helps to relax the racing mind. And it's so simple to do. I mean, if you can't do that, I don't know if I can help you, if anyone can help you, but that is a small step you can take towards the end of your evening. Final thing that I love to do is take a moment of gratitude and just recap your day for a quick second and say, what was something that was really awesome today? What was a special moment you had? What was a moment that you could reflect? What was a final thought you had for the day? Maybe something you learned, something, a win for the day. Take that with you to bed so that you can go to bed with a peaceful heart. And you'll find that you'll start to learn, you'll train yourself and condition yourself to relax. So it's really important. If you don't already do this, blacking out the room is huge. If you don't black out the room, you can buy eye masks and stuff. But light, you don't want light in the room. You want to have minimal sounds. And everyone's a different sleeper. I know that the approach is going to be a little different. Now, how many hours do we need? I do not believe that we can hack sleep. So if you're trying to hack sleep, that's awesome. Doesn't work, in my opinion. And I know many people who've tried it before. It's not sustainable. What is sustainable? What we know in 50 years of sleep science is that we all need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. And each of us are going to be a little bit different. Those of you that are sleeping under 7 hours and are feeling great, there is a small minority of the population that's able to get away with less. If you're like that, that's fantastic, that's awesome. But the majority of people require 7 or 9 hours of sleep. And most importantly, what I read, this is a real easy one, really simple. Just try your best to go to bed at the same time every night. So you have a 30-minute window where you're gonna go to bed, let's say it's 10 o'clock, you can either go to bed at 9:30 or 10:30, 30 minutes either way. So it's really it's a 1 hour window. In truth, you go to bed between those times, let's say it's 11:30, whatever it is for you. You don't wanna have too much inconsistency there. And it's really important that you try to wake up around the same time at the same window. You'll notice your body will help build in that circadian rhythm that we all have. And you gotta kind of stay on that. And you're gonna feel, I promise, if you do these things, and there's many more other tactics, but these are the big ones I think that we can really start that don't cost anything, a little or nothing, and you're gonna feel revitalized, re-energized, and recharged. Your days, you're no longer gonna need a 3 p.m. nap or an energy drink or a cup of coffee, because you'll feel like your whole day, you're gonna have more focus, okay? You're gonna definitely have a lot more focus, you're gonna have a lot more clarity, you're gonna have increased productivity, and with increased productivity, all these three things come together, you'll be more happier, and you're just gonna feel good. So this is how I incorporated these things in my life, and I noticed what a massive change, and I took it with me. So go out, try these things out, let me know your thoughts on there. Hopefully that these things are gonna be simple for you, but start small. I wouldn't just go to 9 and go, oh, if you're sleeping 4 hours and now you're gonna shoot to try to do 9, start slowly. Integrate small little steps in your life and see what happens. And I think you're gonna really love the results. So as always, live with gratitude, sending lots of love and peace your way.